Yes, welcome back fellas to this week's daily race C lap guide. It is Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit and we are using the OT TT, aka the Audi TT. Yeah, we missed our live stream last night to run this track. Apparently the NSX and the Megane aren't too bad around here, but as always it will be qualifying in the TT. We did start the evening at about Gr4. We kept moving one click further forward. We ended up finishing the evening on brake balance -1. Unfortunately we weren't able to finish the lap as that looks like the quickest brake balance, but this is rear one on this lap. I reckon front one is going to be around 2/10 quicker than this one. So play around, see how you go. Let us know in the comments what brake balance you ran. Without further ado, let's just jump on board down to T1. We had to flick back to the left hand side because we just finished a hot lap prior to this lap. We're just using a bit of lift and coast down there. Braking just before the pedestrian overpass, and there is a break in the shadows in the road. Long trail section, we do crack the throttle and give it a little bit of a roll around the corner here. Don't get on the juice too early, you will understeer off the road. Try and feed the throttle in as the grip comes towards you. Lift off, tap on the brakes, throw it in here. We're trying to get the car rolling through the middle of that corner, picking up an early wide open throttle. Too early will understeer you off the track though, so just try and time that the best you can. Really long light braking section here, trying to keep the nose down to help these front tires grip that line on the road is give or take your apex. Crack open that throttle and pull the car out of that corner. Really important to get a nice terminal velocity down this straight, and it will be your first breather in the lap as well. We're going to drift over to the left hand side of the track, nice and gentle like. It's going to be another just gentle on the brakes and the downshift. We're just trying to get weight over the front axle to allow these front tyres to bite. We don't want too much understeer on the way in, and we definitely don't want any understeer on the way out. The light braking seems to be the best balance. Pick up 5th, and it's going to be a short stab down to 4th. I found taking a wider radius later in the evening is much better than that corner cut radius. That corner cutting does unsettle the car, so try and keep the outside tyres on the tarmac. Similar technique to this corner, although we do want to run the left hand tyres over that curb, trying to keep off the grass as best as we can. I've found that keeping the throttle cracked open will reduce the understeer. Late braking, late apex here, cracking that throttle nice and early to pull the car out. The car really does respond well to opening the throttle, so not wide open throttle, that seems to understeer in almost every corner, but an open 25 to 50% throttle is genius, and this is the one corner I can't get. So just sort of have a look at that and see what you can take away from it, because this is where I'm losing all my time. This particular lap was sort of my best run to the line, but I ended up doing about another 120 kilometers after that, and we lost 2/10 to the line every time. So back onto chase view. You'll see braking just before the pedestrian crossing, little bit of shadow break there in the road. Now we're trying to run the right hand side of this car very close to the curb, and there is the way we let off the brake and the way we apply the throttle there lets the car roll through the corner. You'll see a nice little crack before the apex of the throttle there as we're coming off the brake. Really helps stop the car understeering on the exit. Really long braking section there. We're just trying to keep the weight over the nose so the car bites in, so we're decelerating whilst trying to pick up some purchase on the front axle down in there. Sort of similar technique up here, but not as clean. The car does jerk around a little bit, so you're just trying to balance it as best as possible, trying to remove any unevenness. Maybe take a wider radius around that corner, gets you a bit accelerating. Stop using the technique shown there, but that one is not near perfect, but that's a much better example of that right-hander. And for that, yeah, that last left-hander, I just try and brake a little bit later these days and straighten up the exit. And the last corner here, really, that's the corner that's been letting me down. So see what you can take away from what you've watched there. Maybe watch all the top 10 replays in your region. See what they're doing through there. Because I'm still struggling through there. Maybe I might get it tomorrow night if we're lucky. So here is the in-car full speed run. Flicking back to the right hand side of the road. I use that flick to the right hand side, back to the right hand side to transfer the weight onto the right hand side of the car before we turn left here. There is a lot of little subtle movements of the steering wheel that is putting the weight on the correct side of the car. We want the outside of the car as loaded as possible because these are long radius corners. So you'll see a little turn in, then a proper turn in shortly afterwards, after the outside of the car has already been loaded. Yeah, watching back through this lap, not super happy. I really wish we had nailed one of the later laps. Would have had a few better examples of how to take some of these corners. This was early days still learning the track at this point. But good luck fellas. Yeah, brake balance to the front. Maybe front 1, 0, rear 1. We really are trying to have, you might have heard me talk about the brake balance acting as weight ballast. Really seems to really help the car in all the turn-ins, having that brake balance to the front. You're not really using it for braking power, just more using it as ballast to position the weight inside the car. So this is a little bit of bumper cam for all the bumper cam players. Best of luck this week's Simcaders. Link will be in the description as always. We had the lovely loopy Gr4 legend as our guest this week. Oh yeah, really great listen. And I'll let you all go now. I was looking forward to streaming a few of this track this week, so we might bust out of McGarn tomorrow on NSX and finally get to racing here. It's been a while. I think the last few times I've been here has all been Group 3, so it was something a little bit new, trying to get used to the Group 4 here, or aka the TT, Group TT. Okie dokes fellas, I will catch you all later.